Paul Scully.
I'll take you back to 2003, if I may. PC Patrick Dunn was a Sutton resident, but he served in Wandsworth, and he arrived in Cato Road, Clapham, on his bike to deal with a minor domestic abuse call-out. Hearing gunfire, he rushed out into the streets and was hit by a single pistol shot in the chest, killing him instantly. His murderer, Gary Nelson, laughed with his colleagues, fired a celebratory shot in the air before driving off, leaving 2 dead bodies behind, including the victim of the original gunshot. Nelson was caught, prosecuted and sentenced to 35 years. Sutton's Serious Crime Office, which is attached to our main police station, is named Patrick Dunn House. That reminds us every day of his bravery, his service and life, but also the threat that police officers face each day. Forward to 2009, PC Paul Dalston, a member of the Ryde Safer Neighbourhood team in Sutton, next to where I live, was on shift working close to a local fun fair on a Sunday. He was stabbed in the neck in an unprovoked attack with a wine bottle. He actually managed to bravely chase his assailant and arrest the person as well. Fortunately, his stab-proof vest avoided more severe injury, and again, the person was arrested and was jailed for 5 years. Now, Sutton's a low-crime borough when you look at London. Residents just don't expect this sort of violence. But police officers know, though, that however unlikely, something could happen at any time. And as well as policing more dangerous areas than Sutton, Met police officers have to police public events and demonstrations, as well as facing constant terrorism threats as well. Now, I've seen those sort of demonstrations that can turn ugly here in Westminster, and the pressure that police officers come under when that happens. I watched protesters picking up rubble from roadworks with a clear purpose of throwing them at police officers right outside when I was sitting in Bellamy's cafe, actually watching what was unfolding in front of us just 6 years ago. And I can only stand in awe of how they keep their nerve, as we heard from the member of the honourable friend from Monmouth, and their patience and their discipline. Now, I've seen how pumped they are as well at the end of their shift, when just yards away, Parliament Square that day looked like a war zone with fires set all over it. But coming forward to the present day, assault on officers are still too high. One, frankly, is too many. But operational changes, as we've heard already, can also help, as well as changes in sentencing and advice on sentencing. Police officers face risk from spitting, including hepatitis and courses of powerful antiviral drugs, which can last for 3 months and cause severe nausea. Now, I was really disappointed that the London Mayor has pressed the pause button abruptly at last minute on the trialling of spit guards. As London's equivalent of our Police and Crime Commissioner, he no longer is a lawyer that represents people claiming against the police. He represents the police officers and their welfare, and he represents Londoners and to make sure and maintain their safety. And I hope he will look again. Now, body cameras, as we've heard, are another useful innovation, reducing complaints about police officers. And I hope, despite I was reading an interesting report by the University of Cambridge, which was suggesting actually instances of assaults have actually increased by 15% by those wearing body cameras. But they acknowledge that they have far more research to do to look at exactly what's behind that. But we've actually, I know a number of people on this House lobbied the then Chancellor to protect the police budget and protect police numbers last time, because we want to make sure that our brave police officers are out and about, acting as a visible deterrent, but also keeping us safe. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Gerald Jones.
Thank you.